Hi, my friends. I've got some really cool things to show you on the spiritual weather forecast and stuff, what's happening. I'm a little tired, so apologies. It's really always late and it's always tired, so I'm going to try to do this best I can. So anyway, this one's amazing because I've been looking at the satellite photos for of the weather forecast for several weeks and stuff, and I've been seeing some spiritual stuff, but nothing really huge. What was really interesting was I didn't get recording it. I got some photos of it, but in Colorado, when we had that fire that was in the Superior area, the stuff everybody heard about the fire, it burned like 1,000 homes. What was interesting um, right during that fire, and maybe I could do a video about this later and show my photos. Was really interesting. To the west of it, there was these cloud formations occurring. That was at the same time when the fire had just been burning for like maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Well, anyway, what was interesting about that, there was actually even a guy with a firefighting helmet, like a spiritual apparition that was in the clouds. So, and it was amazing. Right in the clouds, it was like firefighting hat, right? And I actually sent that to my mother, some photographs, and didn't tell her much about it because I didn't want to uh, pre-program her mind to what I was seeing much. And so I just gave her some general basic ideas. And so I should take a look at these photos, right, from the satellite of the weather there in Colorado. Well, anyway, and she picked up on it. She says, "Hey, there's a spiritual formation of a firefighter with a helmet." This guy. So, and I said, exactly. It was amazing. He even had like a cigar or cigarette thingy, like a wand thingy. But he said, I don't know if I have time. I would never have time to do that stuff. I should have done that because it's an important thing. At the time, I didn't realize I had so much going on. I was working at the time, and daughter was calling me because she was leaving her apartment, even trying to drive away from the fire. So I looked at the satellite photos to see if we had some spiritual stuff, and we did. But so maybe I'll go back and do that one when I have time. So anyway, so here's a current thing of today. Like here, I'm going to show you here on January 8th, right here at 5 p.m. starting earlier today. I'm trying to make sure I'm recording here because sometimes I stop and really, it's so hard to redo. So I just looked at the time there. Okay, so what we got here, I'm going to show you this. This is amazing because, like I said, we haven't had a lot of stuff going on. So this may be indication that something big coming this week. I don't know. I'm just reporting what we see. We're about as good as the weather forecasters. They've always made fun of weather forecasters. Said these people can never get it right? They said all this modern technology. Well, the thing is, because the weather forecasters, news stations, and all that stuff, they don't want to admit that there's, or not admit, maybe some do know, maybe some don't, that there's a spiritual aspect to our weather, okay? And I've shown this in other videos that we have this spiritual weather occurring, right? So, could you imagine coming on national TV and saying, well, okay, our spiritual weather forecast today is, they'd probably lose your mind. You lose all your viewership. They say, what is going on, right? See, it's part of the programming that we don't know that our entire, 90, I told you 99% is real is spiritual. And it's not the other way down. I used to think it was, maybe 89% material. What I mean by that material, that's we don't have the spiritual realm going on these things, and now we know that it's upside down, right? So, but anyway, there's so much spiritual stuff in there. It's a blending of material and spiritual. But anyway, so we had to start our own national weather forecast and learn how to read these weather patterns. Now, there's many people through time and history that talked about that. The Native Americans used to read the clouds for weather. Some of my relatives were called the clouds under the Native Americans still have some today that are called the clouds, and basically that's what they would do. They'd read the clouds for weather signs, weather patterns, and also spiritual stuff. Even Nikola Tesla talked about that he used to go out and look at the Nikola Tesla. He'd go out and look at the clouds, and he used to actually name them. And probably people thought he was insane or crazy. We said, there's a spiritual realm here, and he would name the clouds. He says, he said, he never could quite describe more what he saw, but he's talked about ancestors in the clouds and things like this. And he'd actually name the clouds. So he even knew. Tesla knew. He was very spiritual. So amazing man, because he's one of the few people that were very deep into technology and deep into the science realm. and also the spiritual realm. He had that balance, which is amazing, right? So, and he talked about a lot about how like I said, I'm going to go on about the clouds were, there was a spiritual thing in these clouds, and he said he would look at the clouds, and name each one, say there's Joe, Mike, or Suzanne, or whatever, right? So here we go. Let's go move on to this about this. This one's amazing because I'm zooming in here, and you actually see right. I'm gonna put the little thing here. Right here is a head and a mouth. See right in here? See, there's a head there. There's also a head next to it right here, right in there. Okay. There's also something forming over here, another head with eyes. See? So right here's a profile of the head, right? I'm trying to zoom in. I don't know if you can see that. Zoom in and out. See? Right here is... Oops, I want to be careful. I want to stop the video recording. Right here is a head. There's another head here. And here, you're going to watch... and there's one you can see this faint head forming here. So sometimes these spiritual things come and go. So I'm going to zoom back out so you can see a little bit different contrast and stuff, okay? Try to get that center. So, okay. So then we move to like 5:10 p.m. And boy, you can actually see that face really clear now on the right here. Right here. See this face? The head? And that other one, see, this one's here or there. It's kind of got like a helmet, this thing here. And you can see the head in there. And then here's a face here, right here, right? You have something even up here. You can kind of see head up here. And this is up there by Canada, Alaska. So, okay, I'm going to pull this in a little bit like this. There's 5:20. And let's see what we got here. I'm zooming in and out, so I hope that doesn't make you sick. And you can pull this up too. This is on, this is by Zoom Earth, one of the Google links. But there's several satellite feeds here. Okay, so moving in and out here. Let's see here. Boy, it's really on. That's patterns on pretty good. I'm pulling up here. Somewhere in here, I've actually even see. Oh, you'll start to see like, but a lot of activity here because you usually don't see that much. I don't know if we got something coming in there or not. Okay, I'm keeping zooming in. Pull back. I'm trying to do this. This means because you got this jetting action coming north, which is. Oh, did I lose my hand? Oh my goodness. Oh no, it's up here. Or my little wand. So we have this jetting action coming up here like this. I'm pulling back a little bit to see if I don't make sure I'm missing. Sometimes you gotta back in and pull back a little bit. Let's see if we get anything else. You can kind of see somebody's head here kind of a little bit, but not real clear. You know what I mean? Let's pull back here. Somewhere I saw this really clear like eyeball thing. It's crazy. When I did a little quick review because I wanted to make sure I had some true stuff to show you. So let's see here. Well, I don't know what that is. Still not seeing much here. Let's see if we can move out a little bit. Because we're just in time. Okay. Oh yeah, there's an eyeball. See this eyeball here? I think that form's clear in a second. Let's see here. Pull back a little bit. I think you like this eyeball action. I can't remember if it's... Okay. There. Make it 40. So, let's see, I'm going to zoom in here a little bit more and redo this going down, okay? Because you got to really take it slow and I'm looking well here. So, apologies, it takes a little bit of time, but yeah, there's clearly an eyeball right here. See that eyeball? You kidding me? See if it changes as we zoom in and out. Got like this eyeball thing here. See if there's... What is that? I'm zooming really in tight. There kind of looks like some kind of creature. I mean, look at this, like two eyes here actually and some hand pulling in, but I don't know because this looks digital, so digital. But, oh my gosh, wait a minute. See, that looks like some kind of, girl or something walking down something here, but I don't know if I'm just really blowing that up more. See right here? It's so digital. I mean, I may be just making up stuff, but I'm not sure, because sometimes the stuff is really, really clear, and this one I'm having a hard time, you know. But sometimes it's like really clear that you can ask somebody else to discern what they're seeing. They'll say, "Oh yeah, this is what it is." Pulling back here. Yeah, we kind of got like this. It's weird. We got this head here. See this head here? Like there's two eyes and a nose, a hat. So I'm zooming out. See that? Look at that. Very clear. Like, you can pull back with this. Put dead center. So right there. That right there. See that? It's kind of like a helmet and eyes. It's pretty clear though when you look at that. See when you pull back? Like a face. See? I mean, that's kind of right here. It's a young head, right? Okay. So, let's see here. And I've seen a lot of cloud formations from the ground where, I saw a Native American. I never uploaded that video. Just amazing Native American lady that it scared me at first because I was walking up Apache Junction area in up north of Phoenix, and then she presented herself in the clouds. I said, "Oh my God, what's this thing looking at me? Huge, like 100 yards by 100 yards, horizontal and vertical." And just looking at me, and I'm like, "What? So what's happening?" And so, because I turned around, I said, "What is this thing looking at me?" At first, it didn't scare me, but it's kind of like, "Wow, what is this?" And they said that she was presenting herself to me and everybody else, and but I don't know. That's what the Native Americans told me when I talked to them about it, and actually showed them a little bit of the video. And they thought they knew who she was. I couldn't remember the name of her, and it's a long story. I actually talked to a local tourist guide even, and is there someone there? And they thought they knew who she was, that she had but I can't give enough information to give you better detail on that. We could never really pinpoint who she was, but they had an idea. But they said that the general thing was she was presenting herself to the spiritual realm and also to us here, and as part of like a honor, respectful thing, or this and that. So, but I don't know, right? There's so much to learn and so much that can be there. So let's see, I'm coming back here a little bit. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Let's see. It's just fascinating, the things we're learning, and I know there's spiritual realm, or God, a creator, and the Lord, the angels, and other things in history. I mean, my goodness, it's just mind-boggling how complex and how much is going on, right? Okay, let's see what we got here. No, it's starting to take a little time here. I'm hoping that, I know that you have to take it. It looks like there's something forming here a little bit. Oh, there's actually something peeking here. Two eyes here. See this peeking here? Right there. Right in here is a couple faces or something. Wait a minute, this looks like a wolf or something. Actually, when I look at it this other way, look, it's got like a nostril and two eyes kind of hanging out there. Kind of reminds me of that wolf that came on the moon when I had that one time. So, anyway, there's probably a lot here. I'm going a little faster now. I just want to show you, you can do this as well. And I've actually used thermo imaging and stuff as well. So there's like another head here with the mouth open. I'm going back in time here. But there's like thermo imaging and stuff like that you can actually, and there it goes back to the original, like 440 where we were seeing those faces. I almost missed it again because I was pulling back. But anyway, so anyway, sometimes I miss it, and sometimes you got to be zoomed in and out and things like that, right? So I'm curious though. So overall, what I'm curious about is, you can be other parts of the earth, but what I'm curious about is something is in the works for next week because I don't want to lead you in any direction financially or give financial advice. I've actually got a little bit of money that I got short on the market because I think the stock market's going to pull back a little bit. Now, whether this is a big one or not, we know a big one's coming eventually. But I hadn't went and with the funds I have to generate more funds for the glory of God into this mission because I got to, and unfortunately, got to use money to to survive this world. That I've been doing. So I put a short on the stock market and to see how that pans out. This is kind of interesting. I wonder if that's something there. Look at this. I'm not sure. But anyway, so we think that something is going to fold next week. Now, I'm not trying to prophesize this and that because I've learned just to kind of wait and let God and Lord and all these others, do their thing. And we're here, like I said, in the timing. So, I've seen so many people make projections that 90% of them don't come true, right? But we do see that the stock market's coming out. Now, I also want to talk about the Delta. And I've got to be careful of this because I've had my channel whacked a couple of times by about the word of they call it the vacuum, the vacuum stuff, the jabber jabberoo. So anyway, we got another variant now. It's called I'm gonna have to be careful because the words separate out. The Delta, that's a prefix to the word, and then Cron, okay, Delta, that's a prefix word, the Delta space, and then the Cron, okay. Now what's interesting is that I usually study the prefix and suffixes of words and the origins. This one's kind of interesting because now they decided to name this next one that's actually just hit. It's heard about 12 hours ago. We knew that there's going to be another one. There'll be another one. They're going to run through all the Greek alphabet and everything probably. We don't know how far this is going to go, but it's going to keep going, right? There's going to be variant after variant of the viral, right? The viral. I'm trying to use words that don't get me caught or blasted. So there's going to be, so the Delta, if you look at the angel of the Delta origin, it's opening to a riverway or landmass and stuff like that. And Delta, also the brain waves, right? And I was going somewhere with this. Oh, so that's a part of it, like the Delta, like a Delta, there's a lot of key information on that Delta term and the prefix. So brainwave pattern, so your Delta. So I want you to look at that a little bit if you can, take time and just understand that. But the best part was the suffix, the Cron. Now I don't want to go back in this whole simulation stuff, but this is very important because as a software engineer, a cron is a cron job, and we used to do what's called cron jobs, where they'd automatically run something in the background. So you create a cron job to fire off at a certain time. So you'd say, like right now, I'd say fire off cron job at, right now, January 8th at 5 o'clock p.m. Run this job, do this thing, right? So I thought it was interesting how they took the Delta and then they combined it with cron. Now, I think that's information from our Creator and God on the other side. Whether it's good and evil, don't judge it. That is information, because why would that have been so? And in a software engineer, what cron is. So we're looking at that. So I'm thinking, well, so that it kind of proves that, like I said, don't freak out. That we are living in a artificial, not of this real, we're in this world, not this world, like the Lord told us, reality. Okay. It's so fake. Everything's fake. It's artificial. And, people freak out about that. It's not like we're living, like I said, again, we're not living in a computer thing. You got to realize that God created the computer, created the software. He's a master programmer, this and that. People freak out about that. But you know what? Hey, doesn't matter. I'm alive. And I thank our Creator. I thank the Lord. I thank all these ones that are involved, the angels that provided this life and this mission and this. They're awesome. Glory to them. And thank you so much. So don't freak out about that. And so I guess so the cron job. So we have that. So I'm still trying to do a little bit more like, well, Kirk, you didn't give us much information about that. Well, it's information to me that tells it's more confirmation that you wouldn't use the term cron and trying to split it and merge it. And I told you, I'm going to explain more about there's a merging of code line and timelines that we know in software development we're seeing the singularity right now that's happening. That's why I have a lot of Mandela effects. And we're seeing this and that, and cherry picking where there's certain changes and not changes in events like this. You know what I mean? And I have to be careful about this because this reality will present whatever you want. It'll say, oh, well, you think you're in a simulation, we'll provide you proof of that. The moon's flat, not just the earth, but I'll prove that. Moon's made of cheese, I'm going to give you that to you, right? So you got to be very careful because the deception's so thick. But it's okay because, you know, the most important things are that we continue love one another and we do our things and we follow God. So ask God yourself, not me, for discernment and direction and stuff like that, and give you the true wisdom, right? Because at these times, trust nobody other than God. And oh, brothers and sisters, listen to words, but then use your own discernment, because I've heard so much bull crap, right? So anyway, so here you go. You got this cron thing, right? Now, so what else does that mean? So the other one is the Omni. Is it Omni? Oh, the Omni. And that actually has several different terms. It can mean God. It can mean all of something, you know, that Omni and that prefix, and I mean like everything and other words. And I thought I looked at something else about that Omni. I think it was something said about what was this kind of key, but anyway, so that was the Omicron, see, and Omni. So there's also talked about the me kind of. Omni is self-directed, self-looking, and stuff like this. So, you know, trying to piece this together, because sometimes there's multiple communication, these things, but anyway, so we moved from that to this Delta, and actually, and there's Delta, Colorado, just right down the road from Montrose, and they call it Delta, Colorado, because it's tributary of the Colorado River. It's a combining of rivers, okay? Yeah, that's why they call it the Delta there. So, and like I said, there's probably a lot there. If you have more, put a comment in, but there's communication in these, this ain't just random, right? And the Delta is another, which is weird because the Delta now, they've combined it, and I have to look to see, because Delta is the original Greek alphabet, and they're supposed to do sequentially. They said they're going to start naming when they decided, you know, like 6 months ago or whatever, they're going to sequentially. They skipped. They went down to Omicron, which is weird. Now they're coming back to, oh, so also the Delta is a triangle, right? Now we're not going to judge that, but triangle, pyramid, the shape that we consider the Illuminati, you know, things like that. So that is interesting that we have this triangle Delta, because I think the symbol, yeah, is a triangle. And somebody told me they thought what the original good symbol of God or goodness is, that it's, I think it's more of a circle, but I'm not sure, because I'm not into the shapes, the spiritual shapes. Circular or something is more of a, you know, circular, but versus a triangle. There again, if you know, let me know, or let us all know in the comment, because I don't know this stuff that well. All right, so hopefully, I hope that helped you a little bit. This is garbage. But anyway, all right, I'm going to stop this now, and let's see. All right, take care. God bless you. Remember, always have love, joy in your heart, and you have a good day or night wherever you're at, all right? All right, God bless.